College World Series is brought to you by the Jim Click Automotive Team.
Arizona baseball begins its quest for a 5th national championship tomorrow in its Omaha opener. The Wildcats last won it all in 2012, but also won titles in 1976, 1980, and 1986. Shortstop turned MLB scout Clark Crist was part of the 1980 squad. 45 years after celebrating with his team, he's celebrating another milestone after he was thrown a curveball.
It seems like yesterday I was in Omaha and at Rosenblatt Stadium celebrating with my teammates.
Tucson native Clark Crist was the star shortstop on Arizona baseball's 1980 national championship team.
We lost our first game and had to come through the losers bracket.
Crist and the Cats rallied back in 1980. Little did he know they'd rally around each other again, more than 4 decades later.
I was at a Sprouts store going to pick up dinner, and so I went to get a chicken and I put it in my basket, and I felt really lightheaded. And next thing you know, I slipped off of this machine. I hit my head and it bounced like a basketball when it hit the floor.
Crist suffered a stroke in September of 2024. He lost use of his left side and the ability to walk.
It's your brain that tells you that's so simple, but yet it's so difficult because I lost my left side, so my left leg doesn't work. My toes don't work on the left side.
He began physical therapy, channeling a lesson he learned from his head coach, Jerry Kindle.
When you're learning how to walk again, you got to pay attention to the fundamentals.
That hard work paid off as 3 months later, Crist walked on his own.
How did it feel when you took your first steps?
Unbelievable. I took my first step. It was my birthday. I walked to my wife on my own and gave her a hug. And that was the first time I didn't walk with a cane or have any assistance.
Crist says his recovery wouldn't have been possible without his wife, Leslie, his family, and his former teammates.
When I went down, 80% of the players came to visit me and spend time with me.
Guys like John Moses, Scott Stanley, and Ronnie Quick, plus players Crist scouted, like 6-time All-Star Kenny Lofton.
Knowing Clark's a fighter, so I'm like, whatever it is going on, he's going to fight through this.
To think that these guys are still there for me 45 years later, what a blessing, that we have continued to stay in contact with each other.
Crist also stayed in touch with former teammate and roommate Terry Francona. He went out to visit Francona at Red Spring Training.
Once you become that type of friend, you might not see somebody for a while, but you just pick up right where you left off.
Terry's such an uplifting guy. I mean, he's just unbelievable, and he just makes you feel special.
Crist says he's still working to get back movement in his left hand, but continues to improve every day. He says he's excited to cheer on this year's Cats as they make a run in Omaha. His advice:
just do what you do and play good defense, run the bases well, do the little things because they really make a difference.
Great advice for this year's team. Arizona and Coastal Carolina play tomorrow at 11 a.m. our time.